as we have the Terran player moving out a little bit, but Mutas are on the field, and they will get a couple of shots off on that siege tank, but then get chased away by these Marines. These Marines are going to take out one Spine Crawler, maybe get a second one. Nope. The flood of Zerglings and Banelings are going to be coming in. How much damage will they be able to do? These Banelings are trying to get some damage done for these Marines. An excellent split on those Marines, only losing 3 or 4 to Banelings. So well done right there, but the Marines were neutralized, which allowed the Mutalisks to come in and clean up the siege tanks. Take a look at the units lost tab. It is pretty even right now with IdrA slightly ahead. And keep in mind that resources lost only keeps into account the flat units that you lose. And of course, if you're using Banelings, they were always meant to be lost anyway. So it's a little bit better when you're a Zerg player and you're losing Banelings rather than any other units. At any rate, we do have these Mutas chasing down medevacs. There is a missile turret being constructed right here. We'll see if that gets allowed to be finished. The SCV there did get killed, so it is stuck at a 161 out of 250. It's not going to be done for a while. These Mutas continuing to be doing their harass. So Muta harass paying off very well for IdrA right now. Going to be finishing off that missile turret that never was. One group of Marines will be able to chase off that flock of Mutas, however, and we have this command center up online, which of course means this hatchery is up as well, as they were timed together very nicely. Meanwhile, over here, we have these Mutas just coming back as Spine Crawlers are going to be continuously moved to the front of IdrA's creep to make sure that it is defended as well as possible. Over here, we have Mules galore, ping drop for our Terran player. You always love to see that when you play Terran, just understanding that his resources are going up very rapidly. He is actually even with IdrA at the moment, but with these mules kicking in, he will pull ahead by a little bit in the long run. His starport is churning out 1 medevac. He should probably get a reactor on there to be able to produce 2 at once, but I'm not going to question him. He can do whatever he wants. He is the player in the game. I'm just a lowly commentator. We have 2 siege tanks on the field once again for our Terran player. He'll have to do a better job of protecting them against Mutas in the future. But we'll see if IdrA is able to once again Baneling bust the Marines and then use Mutas to clean up the tanks in the front and back. These Zerglings are just hard at work destroying some rocks, so they are having a grand old time right there. The Terran player army is moving out, but they will just miss some Mutas who are going to be flying over here, able to time that very well with IdrA. And now IdrA is going to be moving in with Mutas right into this mineral line. There's only 1 missile turret to defend, and it looks like he's trying to push off the SCVs to repair this missile turret, but it does get taken out, and now the Terran army has finally arrived on the scene, just as those Zerglings are about to break through those rocks. So this might be quite a loss for our Terran player, but it looks like those Mutas will indeed take this opportunity to move out, and the Zerglings decided to abandon the post as well as soon as they destroyed those rocks. So these Marines doing their job, able to repel the attack from the Zerg forces, but quite a few workers did lose their lives. Let's check how many. IdrA is up to 13 workers killed, so that's not bad at all, as that Hellion did finally get taken out. Those Zerglings getting some measure of revenge for their fallen comrades earlier in this game. This Mutaball is still looking pretty good for IdrA. Let's check just how many there are. There are 13 Mutas in this clump. A couple of them are damaged, but most of them are actually at full health still, as another Muta is going to be joining the party, stacking them very nicely, and then coming in here to attack a refinery. It looks like we'll get that pretty easily, as this one Muta did venture a little bit too far close to that missile turret of deadama. Let's see where these Mutas are going now. They're going to be trying to explore the main, but there are a couple of missile turrets able to deter these Mutalisks. Unless they decide to just engage, there is enough Mutalisks to destroy those 2 missile turrets without much losses at all. And now IdrA's going to be moving in with his main army as well. Zerglings and Banelings coming in to destroy this factory and siege tank. A nice surround on that siege tank, well managed to take it out. Banelings just chilling up here at the top of this cliff. The Terran army is going to be moving in to try to get rid of these Zerglings, but they are able to flood all around, and they get taken out in that nice little choke between the factory and the refinery. Let's check in on these Mutas. Are they still just flying around? A couple of them, about half of them, did get taken out by missile turrets, I would assume, or possibly Marines. But a lot of damage was done right there. Let's take a look at the units lost tab. IdrA is actually behind now by a healthy 2,000 or so, so he is losing resources more rapidly than his opponent is, but he is going to be 1 base ahead in a little bit, as this hatchery just now pops. The 4th base for IdrA just now getting underway. Now IdrA is getting all of his units together. It is a main composition of Zerglings, Banelings, and Mutas overhead. Only a few Mutas remain at this point, as they did commit to an attack earlier, and a couple of them got taken out. The Terran army is once again moving out to the middle of the map, setting up command posts right here at the Zelnaga watchtower, sieging up to take out the forward creep tumors, which are of course the most important creep tumors, as the ones in the middle don't really do that much. And now we have this Spine Crawler trying to defend as well as possible. A medevac is full of troops. Let's follow this medevac. to see if it is able to find a base to harass very well. Also, keep an eye on this red dot in the middle and watch for when it decides to move out, as the medevac is dropping these Marines off right here. Not sure why he's done that, but we'll have to keep an eye out on just what kind of damage they can do later on in this game. A set of reinforcements that is 3 tanks and I believe 6 or 7 Marines going to be joining the main army, as this medevac loads up full of Marines and is going to be going for the 3rd base of IdrA. Nothing is here to defend except for 1 queen, so these Marines will have a field day just destroying drones, starting off with the ones that were getting gassed. But over here we have IdrA deciding, screw defense, I'm going to be attacking you right back, clearing out this expansion completely of workers. Banelings in the front, looking so fearsome, probably going to be busting up right in here. No, he won't decide to detonate them quite yet. The Banelings are still alive, they haven't gone off on anything. 3 of them going to be going off on a supply depot, very random right there. Banelings all over the place, mutas overhead, still shooting anything they can. Now it looks like these SCVs are stranded right here as the command center was forced to lift off. If Banelings can find their way in here, a lot of damage might be done, or if the mutasis can find their way over here. Oh my goodness, blue and red every single place over the map. These SCVs are evacuating. Over here we still have an attack happening from my Terran player. Siege tanks all over the place, raining down bombs on everything that comes within range. Marines are all over the place as well, attacking drones who are trying to transfer between expansions. This factory, it looks like, will get taken out as it is on fire, and that siege tanks gets surrounded by Zerglings and taken out very quickly. And now we have Marines splitting up, half of them continuing the attack, while half of them are coming back for defense. But Banelings are going to be going right through that Marine army, all of them losing their lives. IdrA with excellent use of Banelings, and we didn't see any sort of split happen earlier in this game. We saw deadama able to split up his Marines quite well, but not so that time. Not enough multitasking, and Zerglings continue to ruin deadama's base. We'll see if they are able to continue to do damage. Mutas have come back to play some defense now. These siege tanks were invincible for a while, but now mutas overhead are laughing their butts off as they destroy all of these siege tanks. A couple of Marines trying to help the cause, but they'll get taken out, and now these siege tanks have nothing to defend them as they're going to be killed. And it looks like deadama does decide to GG out of this game. Let's take one final look at the units lost tab. IdrA was actually still behind, but keep in mind that Banelings contribute to resources lost while not really being lost per se. More resources used, I suppose, is a better term, as it just seemed IdrA timed that attack very well and was able to just barely defend his own base at the same time, as a lot of IdrA's forces did get lost. This expansion got taken out, this expansion got neutralized as well, this expansion down here never really got on its feet and up and running, but he was always able to keep this main operational even though it didn't have very many resources, which in the end was better than deadama was able to do, as both of his command centers at his main and his natural are actually lifted off right now. So well played by IdrA, able to take this game down and prove that he really is one of the best players in today's game. I hope you guys enjoyed that game, and I will see you guys next time.